Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 65. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So we got a couple of messages from Xibalba and a fair number of battles, but I think we're going to have some impactful battles. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So first one, I have no idea if this is GG or not. I hope not, because I want to show off my bombers. And I'll put up iron walls on the throne I'm sieging, even though I have 1.2k siege strength. It will take me 2 turns to crack it. If he takes Marverni's throne before I can crack it, is it GG? So far, no one in the game has responded to my query. If it's good or bad, I don't know. Oh well. Thanks for the cast, and I've enjoyed it. No, he has to take the Fomoria throne, I believe. So it could just be a lack of bat scouting. And I believe bats get somewhat cheap scouts. Go get those Batabs out there. Well, I don't know if they're cheap, but yeah, they should be somewhat ubiquitous. I'm sending most of the blood hunters I have in range to the throne. I just hope I get to it in time. Alright. So we have a magic phase, illusory attack, hitting this Hinnom army. The Hinnom army should have no problems dealing with it. There are 2 Omnis with 2 pearls. I don't know what they're doing. If it's like power the spheres or something. I believe anti-magic is 2 pearls to cast now. So neither of them can do anti-magic. Then we've got 1 earth gem. Although maybe I just missed like the beginning of it getting casted. Oh, snipes the leadership. That's convenient. Alright. Would have been nice if they stopped shooting the decay bows sooner. Loses a few. But otherwise, not too bad. We have 3 mound fiends getting out there doing some skelly spam, I guess. Who can afford 3 of these? 3 Marverni mound fiends. Okay. And then we've got Dardania. Wait, that's a lot of death gems. And I don't think Marverni gets native death access. So I imagine that was maybe the Trinity spending gems. Let's see. So we've got a Cryptes, 2 Cryptes. Alright, they're gonna go ahead and thug it out with some imp help. Oh, are you routed? What happened to you? Why do you route? Oh, got hit by the biggest short bow hit of all time by this wolf tribe. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense. Nearly died to it. Alright. Then in Witch Haven, we got attacking Hinnom. Okay, people are big fans of these. Oh, these are white mages, though. These are not the mound fiends. But they're doing similar stuff. I mean, if you're just gonna do skelly spam, what you could do is you could throw a couple of blood slaves in there and do like 2 or 3 hordes of skeletons and then reinvigoration, and then you get a little bit more out of it. Let's see. In King's Tomb Desert, yep, let's see, this guy's got the Amulet of the Dead and the LLP. We got the Buffalo in it. So Ur's raiding Hinnom here. Okay, so Marverni's attacked Hinnom. Is attacking multiple Hinnom provinces. Okay, so that means Xibalba has convinced that Hinnom's a bigger priority than Xibalba's potential throne rush that he's trying to execute. So we've got a little bit of diplomacy going on. Is this the same thing? Am I going crazy? Okay, yeah. I already looked at that. And then in Iron Peaks, we've got a Pole March Thug. Much lighter armor, so the protection coming down quite a bit. But it does get a lot of reinvigoration for that. Probably this is... But he's statted like he wants to get in there and fight. So this is a defense thug. So he's up at 25 defense. And gets 2 attacks with the Sword of Swiftness. Okay. That's pretty cool. Turning a prot thug into a defense thug. Then we've got an Elder Cyclops with a bunch of earth and air. I don't know if that's going to be like Marble Army and Army of Mist. Apparently it's Temper Armors. With a Thunderbow? Thunderbow is pretty bougie. You get armor negating shock damage, and then he runs in with a Halberd of Might. And a lot of strength boosters. Does this gain off of strength? It looks like it, I think. So he does, yeah. So it scales with strength. So it's a 40 damage lightning bow, which is insane. And then a 66 damage Halberd of Might. This guy is very strong. So that's 5, 8, 13. Plus 30%. Plus 17. Plus the enlarged is plus 3. Wow. Okay. What's his siege strength? 16? Oh my goodness. Alright, so that's that guy. What's this guy? Still a Halberd of Might. Still some strength gear, but not quite this... Not the full kit and caboodle. Alright, so we have some very strong lightning attacks back here. And if anything jumps on them, they'll Halberd of Might it. Now, if enough stuff jumps on them, so you can't send thugs to go get them, but you could probably send a lot of garbage. If they get surrounded, they can get harassed down and killed. Their defense is, it's pretty good, but it's not so much that they can't get super harassed down, and they've got no protection. So it would only take probably like 5 or 6 guys to probably start whittling them down. Now, granted, one of them is going to die every turn probably, but let's see. And then we've got an Effer who's 24 defense and flies. Okay, a lot of neat thugs in this army. Going up against PD. I don't think it'll gem bait. That's why we're seeing Temper Armors. Oh, that feels bad. A little bit of armor might have been good. Yeah, even if they miss, they're killing whatever they hit. Okay. That's a pretty cool little army. It loses 2 Draconians. Then in Grey Barrier, we've got Marverni attacking Hinnom. So we've got an army here, including the antlered one. Okay, and it's going up against the Hinnom army. That guy's not thugged at all. Let's see the kit again. Bunch of earth gems on the druid. We've got a hawk. This is our gem mule. This guy is going to do some astral and nature. We've got 2 shade mail mill cards. Now the shade mail is not great protection. I think the Dawn armor's a lot more. So I don't know if this is probably hurting them in combat, although it does give them less encumbrance. So if he wants to use them as casters, it's an improvement. Oh, we've got an Akka with some boosters, but not a lot of gems on the Hinnom side. So I think it's going to be mostly advance and cast. We got Light of the Northern Star. That should help the... I think there's a couple of Astral Ami in here. Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else. That's an Akka. I've already clicked on it. Oh, maybe not. But it is a lot of undead, so Solar Rays could be pretty big here. Banishment Spam. Honestly, he could even put up Solar Brilliance. Lots of things Marverni can do. You can also Soul Slice stuff, but it's a lot of rough fights, and it might not be enough chaff for Marverni. So let's go ahead and check it out. Earthquake. Pretty sure that had to be from Marverni. All right. Well, I'm kind of curious what some of these guys casted. Barkskin. Spell Ward. Okay. From Hinnom. Twice. So that's what the pearls were. Phoenix Pyre and Evocations. Group Stone Skin and Group Luck. Alright. Yep. Marverni Earthquakes and Astral Healing. That's a pretty cool combo. Trying to heal off the earthquake damage. Weapons of sharpness. Power of the spheres. Awakened tattoos. Some group regen. Awakened tattoos, group regen. More awakened tattoos. All the tattoos are awakened. Now, awakened tattoos is a little less good against Hinnom. There are secondary benefits, but the prime benefit of awakened tattoos is the invulnerability. And there's a lot of Dawn warriors and Rephite warriors here. They've got magic weapons. Divine Blessing. Phoenix Spire. Alright. So Hinnom wins this one. Let's see. So I believe that was here. So Marverni loses a druid. 5 of the Gutu otters. And 9 stargazers. A total of 15, 16 mages in total. Does kill a Melkart. I didn't notice that. 2 of the crystal mages and an Akka. I kind of want to watch this again to see how the Melkart dies. 9 of the Dawn Guard. Probably gifts from heaven. But let's double check. Could have been Soul Slayer or something too. So there's one up here, and there's one right here in the middle. I think it's the one in the middle. He gets gifts from heaven. Oh, he got stolen. Was enslaved by Catavolcus. Oh, he rolled a 15, so it's 26 against 25. So stole him by 1. Okay. So they had to kill off the traitorous Melkart. And this is on Marverni's throne that they took from Hinnom. So now the situation... Now it really does come down to what Berytos and Fomoria do, because I think that was the last significant Marverni army. Although I don't know what the Trinity's up to. Alright, we've seen this little raiding party. It's killing 1 PD. It's a pretty creative one. So that's here. 2 Enkidu scouts. In Karnag, we've got Xibalba attacking Hinnom. One group of Shade Beasts. Oh. Oh, but Mazix jumped. Okay. That's clever. So that kills the Shade Beast raid. So the Mazix jumped on the Chillin and then routed the Shade Beasts. But then Berytos wanders in with a group of Draconians. And the Mazix go on attack rear. But Berytos has predicted that. The Draconians already started off in the back. The Hawk is actually in the front. Oh, and the Barbarian. That would have been funny if the Barbarians actually made it to the Hawk. Alright, so Berytos claims this one. Then in Gibernia, let's see, we've got the Sauromatia AI running into a bunch of boars from Marverni. Okay. So Marverni defeats the AI. Let's see, so that's here, but loses 10 boars. In Nilmeria, we get another double bump. So Berytos attacks Hinnom. Right, and so this is Berytos. This is a very important attack because it's moving on one of Hinnom's other thrones as Hinnom tries to maybe win the game here. But it's just PD. And this is very scary. It's a whole bunch of shed. Now, if I remember right, this just scales with strength. So if you layer a bunch of strength buffs on these shed, generally they'll punch through just about any shock resistance that most armies are throwing out there. We've got two mill carts. This one's the hero, I think. Maybe not. I thought it was named something like Mammon. But he's got all the gems for the army. Also got a brazen bull to bless everyone. And I think we've got another fancy communion. So these Baratin priests, they've got bloodstone armor, coral blades, and bloodthorns, and this is to boost their HP by a lot and then give them regen. And so you can kind of turbo com off of them. And I believe, what is this? It's like 3. Oh, but no, that's green communicant. So I think it's 3 or 4 regen a turn. 3, I think. But maybe if they get enlarged, is there a nature mage in this army? Doesn't look like it. But there's nature gems on the mill cart. So maybe he just forgot the nature mage? But also, he might not need it if there's only a few masters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 masters. So, yeah, I mean, it would probably be fine. Okay. Yeah, I always like looking at False God's Sabbath and Communion setups because he does a lot of interesting testing, at least to me, when it comes to messing around with sacred mages and doing funny stuff with the bless, or which he didn't do this time, but right for this game he's playing around with funny gear kits to jack up the Sabbath slaves HP. But here the shed should just delete everything, including part of their own front line. Alright, so that was on Nilmeria. Loses 5 Baratin elite soldiers. And then goes ahead and rolls on in with a white mage thug. And this might gem bait. This guy's got 24 MR. But I don't... Yeah, so he's gem baited. He's got 15 chakras, but that might not be enough. So let's go ahead and see what the script is. So is scouting Berytos' script for Hinnom and gym baiting. So not a lot of communication happening there. We've got Bloodlust, Flame Flesh Army, Anti-Magic Army of Mist, Divine Blessing, and Frost Flesh Army. Okay, so that's 2 of the resist spells. Maybe he doesn't have the Fens yet, because those are a little bit easier to cast. So if you've got them, you would do at least one of them. All right, we also get Doom coming out. Yeah, and so you can see the fatigue running off these guys. So they're down to, is it like 22 hit points, 17 hit points. And that's where I think the Nature Mage was supposed to be here to try and keep these guys up. So I'm a little bit concerned that they might burn out, because the Nature Mage is also supposed to add personal regen to the communion, and that gets it up to like 6 regen a turn. But yeah, Skelly Spamcaster is not going to do it, so I'm more interested in whether or not this burns out. Yeah, I think he's going to burn it out. Although they've got Phoenix Pyre. Okay, so he's... I always love looking at these scripts. All right. So I think the idea is they're going to die and maybe respawn. This guy is almost dead. He's got a lot of protection. And these guys do a lot of lightning damage. How much fatigue are they at? Oh, but they're at 200 fatigue. So I think this is going to kill the Sabbath slaves out from under this army. Ooh. Alright. Okay. So I think Berytos might need to withdraw here. He's lost both of his Baraton priests, which means a lot of the magic. Now, he should have recovered a fair amount of the gear. I guess there was a Gudu here, too. He probably just did Mist Form and ran. Iron Will, okay. Okay, so that's going to be interesting then. All right. And then, let's see, so that's Searing's Hands in Shadowglade. Got a Fomorian Druid. Just chasing down a scout, it looks like. In Wolfen Plain, got some more Fomorian action. Should be able to kill some birds. That should not be an issue. Alright, so Fomoria's got a couple of wins on the board. In Frosted Peaks, we've got Hinnom raiding Berytos. This is the little Roughite Warrior raid. Find some Baraton Elite Soldiers. Now, these guys are not blessed, so they're only 16 protection. Baraton Elite Soldiers hit for 15, so they will chip down these giants, and they'll also harass them down. Alright, so that's 4 Roughite dead. Let's see. I think that was here. They only kill 9. Then in Fungwood, we've got 2 Crypties. So many of these Crypties thugs. This one's got agility, but it's had stolen strength. Okay. Then in Trouble Bog, we've got Berytos attacking Hinnom. Bunch of Draconians killing PD. And then in Fomoria, we've got Fomoria maybe trying to break out of their cap. Should be able to win this as well. I think Hinnom's stretched fairly thin. Alright, so Fomoria should be able to trace income this turn. Sauromatia, the AI using the shipwreckers to do a raid. That should succeed. So AI Sauromatia should be able to start collecting some income. Okay, and then in Midland, we've got Hinnom attacking Berytos. In Salt Plains, we've got Xibalba attacking Hinnom. A lot of lance charges there. Then in Lost Canyon range, we've got Helheim staying alive at Berytos' expense. Then Sauromatia, we've got Xibalba attacking Hinnom. Whole bunch of jaguars. Okay. Let's see. So loses 1, takes out some PD on the capital. And now we've got some other stuff. So, oh, Blood Hunters getting smacked around. This happens when you hunt in Lower Dominion. Okay. Giant rat trying to gnaw on the Mound King. Then in Vician Forest. Another Dryad event. I think this is Mekone putting this down for good, though. Okay. Alright, so in terms of the underground, I don't think anything's happening. So we can skip to the overground. What is this? Okay, so that's one of those. So checking on the Berytos in Nilmeria. Okay, so we've got larger armies moving into the area. So he was preemptively raiding Hinnom in this area, trying to cut off Nilmeria, and then he was going to move on to it. It doesn't seem like they knew that each other were going for this. Maybe? But if you had enough scouting to launch all these raids, then maybe you knew that you might bump with Berytos. And this is a lot of stuff that just moved into this area. So the Old Forest Army moved here. The Ulm Army moved here. So maybe some more stuff in this area. Wow, that's shocking. Okay. I mean, this is pretty high Dominion. I wouldn't expect assassination attempts on that. All right. Well, I don't... Berytos is going to have to withdraw. He can't cast unless he's got more Baraton priests in the back to bring forward. But I think this army is going to bully him out of this throne. And that would be... Ooh. Berytos knows it's the throne of fortune. He does have misfortune too. It would take her up to luck 3. The fort is not cracked though, but I think there are good odds. No, because Berytos moves off. Now Berytos might have done some damage to it, especially with Shed. Because if we take a look at Shed, let's say its strength, so 4.5 each. And there were 80. So what was that, 320 siege strength? We're probably looking at like 400 siege strength on this army. So maybe it's like 650. Because there's some defense. And then this army moves on. And Enkidu are pretty strong. This might be enough to one turn pop it. So then the question is this cracked yet? And it's not. And I believe I saw in the game chat that the fort was getting repaired faster than Hinnom was doing damage to the walls. And now Fomoria is broken out of 3 of his forts, so he can start raiding the neighborhood. Mekone's gone ahead and moved on to Winter Peaks. But I am curious about this, because, I mean, Fomoria can definitely pretty aggressively raid both. I think Hinnom's got less capacity to respond. There's a fair amount of Xibalba stuff pushing through here, putting claims down near World's Teeth. And then, yeah, he's still trying to crack Copper Canyons. But we've got a whole new crew of Griffins and Pegasus Riders and other high siege strength units moving in. Mekone did go ahead and move on to Iron Peaks. So I expect the shipwreckers to maybe turn around and try to free it and probably fail. But yeah, everyone's moving in on Hinnom now. Let's see, but Hinnom did crack this throne. Okay. Ooh, we've got 2 Ashen Angels. Alright, so we can watch this. So that's Manifestation. I think it's Death 5 to cast. It's a great spell to lose Skull Staffs with. Because if they don't find a mage to target, they'll go back to the original caster and target them. Okay. So we caught a couple of those. Let's see. So Hinnom's got to crack this, then march this happy army over to Kasevik. He still hasn't claimed the Iron Throne. I kind of wonder if he just kind of forgot to claim it. Or if he was trying to mask how close he was to winning. But yeah, Xibalba's advancing pretty quickly here, trying to seize territory and position himself to take the 2 thrones he needs to win. So he's got... Oh, he's only got 3? Oh, he still has to take the Mekone throne. Okay, so I think he's trying to secure the Hinnom thrones, and then he'll try to rush the Mekone throne. Okay, in Resting Heights. Now, responding to Hinnom now, at this point, is drawing forces very out of position in terms of trying to stop a Xibalba throne rush. So I don't think the lobby's caught on yet. There is some potential this army could try to come down and siege Pranda. So I think Xibalba wants to move pretty quickly here, which means he needs to get siege strength into Dragon Scale Mountains. I don't know how much blood hunting you want to do, but you can blood hunt Faldenberg if you need to, but you need to get troops over to World's Teeth. Assuming you still want to do this throne rush. Let's see, and this is 400 wall integrity. He can probably rally enough bats to 1-turn pop it. You know, along with the Sacred Scorpions and whatnot. He's got some Ocelotls he can move out. I mean, blood hunting is nice, but there's definitely a window here where he could just try to win the game. But that would require cracking this one pretty quickly, and it's 1,000 wall integrity. And he is still trying to work down this one, so I think he needs to mobilize a lot more siege strength. But he should have time. Nilmeria is under serious threat, at least from even with Berytos probably backing off, because he can't cast his spells at the moment. And then... yeah, and then Fomoria is just doing the forever holdout. $600 units. I wonder if some of the fortification spells stack too. So you could definitely draw things out a bit. But yeah, I think this is an excellent position for Xibalba to be in. He's trying to portray himself as the lobby savior. It seems like people are reacting to Hinnom more than what he's doing. We've got a little bit of passive play going on. Mekone's committing more forces in the Fomorian direction. So his throne garrison is light. Yeah, I mean, this is an excellent window to try and throne rush. It would help a ton if he got... Alright, you do get bats on Xibalba. Oh, Yeah, 1 siege strength. They're pretty cheap for what they do. I mean, you could hire, let's see, 8. This guy's 10 gold. 10 gold for 1. Um, 8 gold for 1, but the dart thrower kind of sucks, I think. 13 damage mace or a 15 damage obsidian sword with bodyguard. Maybe Xibalba warriors could fit the bill. Or these lance guys, because they're only 8 gold, and I presume they're also 1 siege strength. Let's see, what's their 6 gold a year? So 1 gold, so half a gold per month. Yeah, I mean, could just hire a ton of bats, like a few hundred bats, and then roll in some quality stuff, and just try to get as much stuff as possible. Bats are great because they're stealthy, so they could just show up on the fort. And that might take the lobby a little bit more by surprise. The garrison's looking very weak in here, although there is a Baal you got to be concerned about. So, I mean, we'll certainly see, but I think it's very doable right now. Just might need to see some more mobilization. You can always blood hunt the surface world if you decide to call it off. I mean, and this stuff is already inefficient anyways. Anything under 7,500 population starts having a harder time with, because there's 3 checks before you get a successful blood hunt, and one of those checks is on population, and if it's under 7,500, it gets harder and harder to blood hunt. And a lot of his provinces are under that mark, so this is already really inefficient blood hunting. You might as well leave the caves, mobilize this stuff, go siege stuff, or go find new blood hunting grounds. Caves of Madness would be pretty good. This cave forest. Okay. For I'm looking forward to seeing what these 2 giant armies do. They look like they just want to bulldoze through the area. And maybe he's got a bit of a bone to pick with Hinnom. Not sure. I wonder if they'll end up talking about this. I think if wants to invade this area, it's fairly provocative to Berytos, because he's kind of enveloping Berytos, so Berytos doesn't have a whole lot of other places to go, and it would definitely create the seeds for future conflict. Just maybe not yet, because I mean, Berytos has a lot of Hinnom and Marverni stuff he could potentially try and take, so he might be thinking about that. But yeah, I mean, it's the 2 of the larger armies in the game kind of getting into a little bit of a stare down. Yeah, and then Mekone trying to take down these forts, and I'm trying to take down these thrones. Yeah, I think that's most of it. We can go ahead and take a look at graphs. For provinces, big downturn for Hinnom this turn. A lot of people are raiding Hinnom, or maybe they saw other people raiding Hinnom with some success, so they decided to do it too. Also, Hinnom's just really big, and he hasn't had time to consolidate any of this stuff, so it's hard to defend. So Xibalba actually takes the top spot in provinces again. I think he was top briefly here too. And and Mekone, and Hinnom drops to 4th place in provinces, and Berytos is up a little too. Actually up a fairly nice net amount as well. Alright, for forts, we've got Xibalba, Hinnom, Berytos. For income, we've got way out in front, and then Mekone, Xibalba, Berytos, and Hinnom. And I'm taking a pretty steep cut this turn. For gem income, we've got followed by Xibalba, Hinnom, Mekone, and Berytos. For blood income, we've got Xibalba. The other blood economies have kind of, I mean, they're still kind of going, but they're not going to the same degree that Xibalba's going. For research, we've got Berytos out in front by just a ton. I think other people are just getting to where Berytos was. I don't know. It feels like 20 turns ago. For Dominion, we've got followed by Xibalba and Hinnom. For army size, Xibalba's way out in front, followed by and Berytos. And then we've got ascension points. Oh, did Hinnom claim something? Because it looked like his graph went up. So Hinnom claimed, that implies Hinnom claimed something. The Throne of Dreams. Oh, so that's up here. Alright, so he still needs to claim the Iron Throne. But gets Sloth and Magic Scales. Okay. Oh, I mean, it's very exciting. We've got Hinnom trying to hold on to some hopes of a win. We've got Xibalba trying to take those hopes for themselves. We've got a Berytos and showdown over maybe rights to Nilmeria, even though there's a big Hinnom army in it. And then we've got Fomoria breaking out of their forts. Well, I guess breaking the sieges, and maybe they can break out next turn into the raiding game. And then we've got Mekone showing off some pretty cool thugs with thunderbows, and also looking to take winter peaks off of Fomoria. So I think that's it for this turn. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.